Hey everyone, how's it going? Here's my review of the DC Animated Universe show, Stack Shock. Okay, Stack Shock is a pretty good show. The show focuses on a character called Virgil Hawkins who'd become the hero, Static. Um, he has a great life. He does great in school. He has a loving father and sister. He doesn't have his mother because she sadly died of of a gang of a gang fight. Sadly, he has a good friend Richie who would eventually become a sidekick, which I'm gonna get into because that kind of bothered me how he became like a superhero. Um, but obviously, since he has all this great stuff going on in his life, well, obviously something's about to happen. He ends up getting involved in a gang. He doesn't really want to be involved in it, but he doesn't know what to do. And during a gang fight at docks, the cops show up, and this explosion happens by accident, and it causes a giant cloud of purple gas to infect everybody. Like they all get quarantined except for Virgil, who escapes, and he wakes up finding out that he has electrical abilities. Um, he tells his friend Richie, and they decide that he should be a superhero. They go through a costume montage. One of the costumes that if some people actually noticed is a costume that a character Black Vulcan wore in the Sewer Friends cartoon. Um, Eventually, he gets his costume that he'd be wearing in the series, and I think he also wears it in the comics. Like I haven't really read much on Teen Titans lately, but I'm pretty sure he does wear that in the comics. And he calls himself Static, and helps the school out with the decorations for the dance after taking down a couple of crooks. And uh, once the episode's over, well, before the episode even ends, we find out that one of the bullies at his school ends up becoming a supervillain known as Hot Streak. And he obviously, since by his name, has fire abilities. And later on, we find out that the gas didn't just affect the people on the docks, but it went full spread everywhere. It infected tons of different people. Like for example, this little kid just got infected just by being like near the place, and he ends up getting the ability to frickin' whatever he thinks about will happen. Um, and then we have a character who, Ebon, who is a pretty interesting character since, he's like next to Hot Streak is Stack's arch enemy. Basically, he has the power of shadows and darkness, as he says in the show. And he has like a gang of, superpowered beings, which in the show they call Bang Babies. And, he plans to take over the city because, the classic, we're the superior beings, not them. We should take over this frickin' city type of thing. And, it's up to Stack to take these guys down. Eventually, Stack ends up dealing with not just Bang Babies, but also other type of people like evil scientists or two science geeks who frickin' start to make super suits and try to kill their boss's son. And he eventually teams up with other superheroes like Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, not Hal Jordan, John Stewart, Green Lantern, and then the Justice League. Oh yeah, and Batman Beyond, which I think is kind of weird. Like, I'm not saying that the crossover episodes are bad. Like, I actually really like them, but I find them unnecessary. Like, I thought maybe the Batman and Robin one was was good. The Superman one was good, but why did we really need a freaking Batman Beyond or like a Green Lantern one? Like, I can guess you could use the Justice League one as because I think it's actually used later on, because what happens in it is that it takes place right after they have taken down Darkseid and Brainiac when they work together in the show. And Brainiac is now in the Watchtower. They assume that his remains are not working, but something happens and Brainiac's function again, and he's trying to destroy the Justice League by using their own Watchtower. Static Shock is there. He takes down Brainiac, and everything seems to be good. Brainiac controls his friend Richie, who at that time is Gear, his sidekick. And Static Shock has the idea that maybe he should kill him, or, not. He doesn't really want to do that. He eventually saves Richie and the League from Brainiac, and all is well. But I'm pretty sure, Brainiac somehow gets involved, and there actually are episodes that are connected to that. I know Static Shock actually comes back in the Justice League Unlimited series when they all time travel to fight Kronos. But yeah, on to the series itself, it's pretty good. But yeah, back to the Gear thing. Gear, the reason why Richie apparently is now a Bang Baby is because, when Virgil showed up, he still had some of the clothes that were infected by the gas. He, was talking to him, and Richie apparently inhaled some of the gas that he had, and by doing that, he had a little bit, and it was slowly changing him into a Bang Baby, making him super intelligent. Which I thought was kind of weird, because there's actually an episode where he does gain superpowers by this old man who basically wants him to do crime so he can get this superpowered ability so he can hang out with Virgil and be a superhero. And he didn't have this, the super intelligent ability, and I kind of find that weird. Maybe, since it wasn't the power he, was originally going to get, maybe that's why. But, I don't know, I just find that weird. But yeah, I just find it weird how he just showed up. It just felt like it came out of nowhere. But yeah, the show was pretty good. I feel like it kind of ended, anticlimactically, where basically there is a cure going around for Bang Babies. Everyone's starting to feel normal again. They're not aware of it, but apparently it went. It went into the air. So Bang Babies have been inhaling it without knowing. Static and Gear are happy that their enemies are gonna be powerless again, but they're kind of sad that they're gonna be no longer superheroes. Especially Richie, since he has that super smart ability, he's been getting straight A's. But yeah, the villains clearly are not going to go down without a fight. So Ebon, Hotstreak, and many others take the Bang Baby gas, or the remains of it, and Hotstreak tries to steal it for himself. Ebon is obviously pissed off. They fight for the gas. Eventually, the gas container ends up opening by accident, and everyone's inhaling it. So Static and Gear have their powers again, and Ebon and Hotstreak, who have inhaled the gas for so long, have now fused together as a giant frickin' creature, a fiery, shadowy creature with two frickin' heads. Static and Gear fight him, but there's that whole possibility of him still being alive, or them, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know what you can call, a person, two people who were fused together, like that. But yeah, there's a possibility that they're still out there. So, Static and Gear go off and, get ready for the next fight because, as I say, who knows inhaled that gas? It was small, but who knows who else inhaled it? So, that was Static Shock. Static Shock is a pretty good series. And I am really impressed that they decided to do a character that isn't that well known. I'm pretty sure not much people actually knew about Static Shock for a while. You can see Static Shock now in the comics, with him in the Teen Titans. But that's all I really gotta say. I actually enjoyed Static Shock. My next review will obviously be the Justice League animated series. And no, I'm not going to review that show Zeta because, I never watched it at all, and I don't really think it had anything to do with the DC animated universe outside of him being in the Batman animated series. So if anyone's gonna, ask about the Zeta review, no, that's not gonna happen. Like for now, I might get into it. So that's what I gotta say. Goodbye.